So, Celtic are through to the knockout stages, but Chelsea are not. They will be in the Europa League. Let's have a look at all the results from the Champions League this evening. And in Group E, Chelsea played well, but in the end it wasn't important because Juventus won in Shakhtar. Chelsea had to win and Shakhtar had to win. It's not how it turned out. Chelsea won by 6-1, and Torres scored twice. Shakhtar lost at home to Juventus, an own goal, but it was enough to put Juventus as the winners of the group and Shakhtar second. Chelsea go into the Europa League. In Group F, Bayern Munich are the champions. They beat Bate Borisov by 4-1. Valencia won 1-0 in Lille, so Bayern Munich win that group and Valencia comes second. In Group G, Barcelona win the group and Celtic are second. It's Benfica who go into the Europa League. Barcelona and Benfica drew 0-0, but we're hearing about a serious injury for Lionel Messi. We believe it's his left knee, and we're not sure just how serious it is. Remember, he's just one goal behind the world record for number of goals in a calendar year held by the German Gerd Müller. Celtic won by 2-1, thanks to, well, I suppose, a somewhat controversial penalty that they got in the last 12 minutes or so. It was scored in the end by Chris Commons, hit the underside of the bar first, then he went off injured. And in Group H, Braga 1, Galatasaray 2. Manchester United lost at home for the first time in 3 years, 0-1 to Cluj, and that means that even though Cluj won at Manchester United, they don't go through. Galatasaray do, and Cluj go into the Europa League. So let's just confirm some of the standings and the placings then, as far as these groups are concerned, and we'll start with Chelsea's group, which of course is Group E. Juventus finish on top with 12, Shakhtar 10, Chelsea 10, and the reason that Chelsea don't go through and Shakhtar do is because of their head-to-head records. Shakhtar obviously doing better out in Ukraine than Chelsea did at home. So 10-all there, and Nordsjaelland just picking up the 1 point. Lewis is a Chelsea fan. They're going to be in the Europa League. Do you take the Europa League seriously?
From the history of the other teams that have been in there, I can't see that we're going to take it hugely seriously. But good opportunity for the young kids, isn't it? So Thursday night, Channel 5.
Thursday night, Channel 5, but you still got the League Cup. You're playing my team, Leeds, in the quarter-finals.
Oh, indeed. Are you going to it?
I'm seeing if I might be given a night off, yeah.
All right. Well, no, I'll be very excited about that because the League Cup's another cup, isn't it? And as for the Europa League, so the trophy's a trophy in the cabinet and you still get excited, don't you? So
you certainly do. OK, thank you very much, Lewis. Let's have a look at Group F, the table for this after tonight's results. Bayern Munich, very much the favourites anyway to go through. They were 8-1 on to win tonight. 13 points. Valencia staying with them all the way, but again, it's the head-to-head. Bayern Munich is better than Valencia. Bate Borisov are the team that go through to the Europa League. Group E, Group F. Let's move it on alphabetically to Group G and see who's gone through in this group after tonight's games. It is, of course, Barcelona. 3 points ahead of Celtic, who with that penalty winner mean they finished 2 points ahead of Benfica, who will go into the Europa League. And I should imagine they would be the sort of team that most people would want to avoid in the Europa League.
Let's 2 years ago, 3 Portuguese teams out of 4 in the semi-finals of the Europa League. Yeah.
That's right, yeah, and they've been very good again. Right, let's go to Dave McFarlane, who's been watching the Celtic game tonight. Very deserved victory tonight. Were they the better team at Celtic Park?
On balance, they were the better team, but they definitely laboured at times. And Spartak had 2 good strikers. They could have get the victory, to be honest. Celtic took a chance, Spartak didn't. Simple as that, and Celtic through.
What would you say were the key moments or key moment in the campaign?
The win over Barcelona. Nobody expected it, and certainly the performance in the Nou Camp. I think everybody was expecting 5, 6, even more goals for Barcelona. They've took the confidence they got for that result and just moved on from there to get off to a bad start. And after the Barcelona game, it was just a completely different team you saw in Europe.
Right, let's have a look at Group H. This, of course, is Manchester United's group. They'd already won it more than 2 games ago, so they go through with 12 points. They lost their last 2 games 1-0. Galatasaray and Cluj being on 10 points, but Galatasaray going through because, again, they had a better head-to-head. So many teams finishing on the same point.
To be fair to the bet butler, he flagged up in Galatasaray, said they're a lot better away from home than at home. But if you was a Cluj player, it's probably the biggest result in Cluj's history. You've beat one of the European giants 1-0, and then you say, oh, by the way, you're playing on Thursday nights. Thanks.
You know what, Ian? It's the second team that is going out, is having third, doing 10 points. If I'm not mistaken,
Man City last year.
In the history of Champions League, happened just twice that 2 teams with 10 points didn't make to the round of 16, if I'm not mistaken. And this year, twice in the same season. Mamma mia.
I'm just wondering that, you know, you get lots of teams who play in their last game and they've already qualified and they play weaker sides, and I mean it's just part and parcel of the group system, but it does always seem a little bit unfair that you come up against a team, you know, that's weaker at the end, and you know, Man United.
But I think you're on the right. You're on the right through your 4 or 5 games. You're on the right to play the team that you can play on the last game. The teams that are playing catch up are the ones who obviously haven't got the results at the beginning of the campaign. So I think I'm not a big fan of the group stages, to be honest, because you have like dead games, and it's just to get the bigger teams into this last 16 because of TV. But this last round of games are always the most exciting.
To be fair to Manchester United, they considered the 3 points both to Galatasaray and Cluj, so they didn't influence the group because they lost last. Of course,
so they were fair in their defeats.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to Dale O'Donnell, the Man U fan who was watching the game this evening. How many players do you think that started that game will start on Sunday against City, Dale?
One.
Rooney?
Hopefully two. Rooney and David De Gea. And when I say hopefully, I'm talking about David De Gea. A lot of talk's been about Anders Lindegaard, David De Gea, which one's better? There's no doubt about it, really. Who's going to be a better goalkeeper in 5 years' time?
These are the teams that have qualified for the knockout stages. The winners play the runners-up, and you have to bear in mind you're not allowed to play another team from your same country, and you're not allowed to play the team that was in your group. So, for example, let's have a look. Celtic cannot play Barcelona, but they can play any of the others.
Arsenal can't play Schalke.
Arsenal can't play against Manchester United or Schalke. So, you know, if you look at what Celtic have got, yes, they're quite lucky in the way that they were in Barcelona's group. However, they're going to have some pretty tough opposition. Perry, who would they want? I mean, look at the runners-up, though. AC Milan, Real Madrid, Porto, Valencia. I mean,
if you're Celtic, you've got to be looking at Malaga, Schalke or PSG. They're the if you said anyone in the top three,
PSG?
PSG, because they're not great at the back and they're not a team at the moment. They rely a lot on Ibrahimovic. And if you look, do you want to play Juve the way they're playing? No, Dortmund are on fire in the Champions League. Bayern Munich because of their forward power. Barcelona, probably the best club side we've seen in the last 10 years. And Manchester United. So out of the Celtic, you'd want one of the top 3 without a shadow of a doubt.
You know, every runners-up, except Arsenal, unfortunately for them, every runners-up is looking for Schalke. Because we have 6 out of 7 of the best teams. I mean, PSG, Borussia Dortmund, Juventus, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Manchester United, staying Schalke and Malaga. Malaga got a lot of quality, but for how long they can last along the season, everybody's looking for Schalke. Everybody. Milan, Real Madrid, Valencia.
Well, I mean, you might say Schalke are the easiest of those winners, but they are no easy task at all. Just ask Arsenal and indeed ask some of the teams in the Bundesliga. Let's go to the Bet Butler and just round things up odds-wise tonight. Who's the winners and losers?
Well, those people who took the odds on the draw are the big losers. We said to you, be very, go with caution. You know, the odds on draws were ludicrously priced tonight. I mean, everyone said it was going to be a biscuit or whatever it was. It turned out to be a damp squib. It wasn't the draw. It was the away win for Juventus. Let's look at the Championship. Let's look at the outright odds on the back of the win the Champions League tonight. So Barcelona still head the betting at 5-2, despite the news from Messi. We think we have to see what happens there. If Lionel Messi is out for any long period of time, expect them prices to move in the morning. Real Madrid 130. It's pretty much as we are. But the big movers of the night are Juventus. They were 20-1 with some bookmakers, into 14-1. That is the best price you can get. Other bookmakers as short as 10-1. Juventus' price has halved. If you're looking at the European Cup as a country, it's 5-6. It's won by a Spanish team who have 4 teams in the competition. 3-1 a German team who have 3 teams in. 6-1 an English side who only have the 2. It's 10-1 an Italian side with 2, and any other nation 7-1. So despite it's still dominated by Spain, but one thing we'll find out tonight: if Lionel Messi has his long-term injury, Real Madrid could possibly be favourites for the Champions League.